Right, Malawi have emerged as the biggest story at this year's 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, reaching the final of their tournament debut. The Scorchers announced their arrival with a stunning 3-2 victory over defending champions and 10-time winners Nigeria in their opening Group C match. Led by sisters Temwa and Tabitha Chawinga, Malawi continued their impressive run by defeating Ghana in the quarterfinals before overcoming Algeria in the semifinals. The victory secured Malawi's first ever qualification for the FIFA Women's World Cup, also their first ever qualification for a CAF final in Africa, either for men or women, and their remarkable journey has transformed the Scorchers from continental debutants into finalists, with Cameroon standing between them and the historic WAFCON title. We're being joined tonight by a good friend of ours all the way from Lilongwe in Malawi, Peter Kangere. Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Congratulations to you and the good people of Malawi. I'm sure you are absolutely ecstatic now. What is the mood in the country regarding this phenomenal achievement by the Scorchers?
It's pure madness, unbelievable. No one saw this coming. By the way, you are calling me from Blantyre, the headquarters of the FA, where the real business, where the Scorchers were doing their preparations, where the most of the players come from. And I can tell you, we just can't wait. The feeling up there is that it's coming home. I'm sure on Sunday, very few people now have doubts, because tell you what, ahead of the tournament, most people didn't have any faith in the team. They had it won in 8 straight games, including friendlies. But now, tell you what, we have a sense of belief that it's coming home.
Okay, well, Tony Bitoye and Dikpo are here with me. Gentlemen, you are more than happy to, I'm happy for you to ask our good friend Peter any questions. But Peter, Coach Lovemore Fazili, he has credited FIFA and CAF for the rise of the Scorchers, saying that the FIFA funding funds have helped in developing this team tremendously. And also, I think the CAF schools competition has also helped tremendously, that a lot of these players were actually developed from that tournament.
Yes, a lot of factors contributed to this success. And if from a Malawian perspective, I would also attribute this to the past leadership of the Malawi FA, the previous president, because because what you are seeing now is a combination of investments by the FA and individuals. And I would be wrong not to acknowledge the contribution of the owner of the former of the team that used to be called DD Sunshine. There was a gentleman called Mr. David Dewey, the first Malawian to believe in women's football, the first Malawian to establish a professional women's team that actually went into the village to scout Tabitha Chawinga. Eventually, then they scouted the younger sister Temwa. So there have been a number of people behind the rise of the Scorchers. What we are seeing now is a combination of many years of effort and energy and investment from across the country, of course, led by the FA. Okay. Yes, FIFA, CAF, but there have been a lot of many people in Malawi who have done quite a lot to get to where we are.
Unfortunately, we are hard pressed for time. So Tony and Dikpo, I'm sorry you can't ask questions, but we're hopeful we can have Peter back on Monday when we'll be in celebratory mood. I can guarantee you'll be hate watching on Sunday, supporting Malawi against our brothers from Cameroon. But Peter, before I let you go, can you quickly tell us why the men's team in Malawi seem to be lagging so far behind the Scorchers? Why is there such a disparity in their performances?
Okay, let's look at the Scorchers. What you're seeing in the Scorchers, the bedrock of the success has been the two sisters. And where do the two sisters play? They are playing at the highest level. Tabitha's team just lost in the UEFA Women's Champions League. They lost to Barcelona. Temwa's team, Kansas Current FC, they play in the United States. They compete at the highest level. So we have two world-class players, plus the other players who are rising up the ranks, like Faith Kinzimu, Rose Kadzere, she plays in France. So we have the team, they are playing at the highest level. contrast and compare with the Flames, you realize that we don't have the quality. Our best player is Gabanya Muhango. He plays for a small team in South Africa called Richards Bay. So it's a question of depth and quality. The Flames don't have the quality. As I'm speaking to you now, we only have one recognizable player in Europe. I'm talking about just one, Charles Petro, and he plays where? He plays in Romania, not a giant in European football. So these are the things that eventually matter.
I get that. But Peter, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We wish you from Nigeria here and the Flames all the very best in that final against the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon. Please, you have all our blessings and support. And hopefully you'll be back here on Monday to celebrate with us as Malawi claim a first ever historic African title in any sphere of footballing endeavor, male or female. Peter Kangere joining us from Blantyre. Thank you so much tonight.